Oh, okay. It says I made it this time. Now I have to wait for everybody to join because they're at the other one. There's my crown. There. But now we'll just wait and see who finds me over here. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, the other one's still running because it wouldn't even bring me up a kill the page. Good old internet. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Mary. Hi, Gladys. I'm glad you guys are all finding me. It's like trying to find, manage videos, live. This one. Supposed to delete it. Let's see. Hi, Randy. Hi, Cheryl. Cutie Patooty's not here today. Her cough. I'm down with the cough. Where's the croup again? And it's not a pretty one. So her and her mama's got it too. So her mom's home with her. Hi, Mona did what? Are you feeling better, Mona? I gotta enlarge this font. Can't read it at 75. Yep. She had quite the croupy cough. But you can't stay awake. Is it nap time, Randy? Okay. It's like, hopefully you're on the mend, Mona. That's all we can hope for. Yeah, this weekend, it's like, I guess Ellen's been sick for 2 weeks. Is Miss Ellen on here? Did I miss her? Hi, Miss Ellen. It's like I skimmed right over when I enlarged. And Lisa and hi, Jennifer. Oh, it's like, well, the baby, she had RSV, and they say it takes 4 weeks. Well, she's just at the 3rd week. But then mom's sick. Is dad going to be the whole thing? But I'm still working, and we know I will be working on the drunkard's path for a while. Hi, June. The drunkard's path is this group because it's going to take a lot of blocks and then the applique and everything. And then this here is the arrowhead that's just being made out of any scrap I have. So I don't have a million hands here grabbing things. I won't know what to do without a million hands. Okay, Joyce, thanks for stopping by and giving the thumbs up. Because if there's anything you want to watch, you'll watch the replays. So what I do in my spare time is pin these little things together. The drunkard's path blocks. I got this many sets. These are piles of 36. And it's like, that's 262, not counting. So I have now cut too many because I only need 260. So I'm just going to go with it. What I have, I have. Just like Darlene, if we got too many, there's always a bed runner, a crib quilt. It's like, we'll come up with something to use them for. Hi, Mary Wilson. But when I stitch the curves, I always take the stitch length down. I'd rather have it be a little tighter. Featherweight foot doesn't run it. But never rush through these because you don't want to get the wrinkles, the pleats, whatever we want to call it. Because they work themselves right out. If you do slow, you don't get them. I taught my friend how to do the drunkard's path this weekend. The teacher told her she was unteachable. And I says, I don't agree with that. I think everybody's teachable. I said, I don't think the teacher can teach. But here's the update on the mini hexie quilt. This is what I've got done so far. This is, if you need a reminder, this is what it looks like. And this is what I've got. So it's not a whole lot bigger than the paper, but it's bigger. It's going to be 10 1/4 by about 12 1/2. But these are all the hexies. I have a cat tail up here. So this is what the progress on it looks like. I work on that at night. But when I was at my friend's, besides giving me a bunch of material she didn't want, she bought this kit. And she says, here, take it. I don't want it. I got a kit of the Tula Pink fabric Heartburst quilt kit. She gave this to me because she says, I don't even like Tula Pink fabric. So I have another kit to do. But I have other things that have to be done first. Yeah, today is Carrie's birthday. So anybody that don't know, we've been partying on Messenger. We've been laughing and laughing and laughing. And if anybody was over at Kathy's, you could hear Darlene, Carrie, and I, we was in the background. Carrie was on the live. It's a new way of doing YouTube. Background noise. Oh, I was going to tell Mary Wilson at Minnesota. My grandmother on my dad's side, her maiden name was Wilson, and she's from the North Dakota area. Hi, Sherry. It's like, I still haven't got notification that I'm on yet. But Carrie's got to go out to dinner with her friend, her neighbor, for her birthday. And then we'll be back on Messenger goofing off. After I go find the baseball mitt. I have a post-it note here. My grandson would like his mitt found. But any mitt's better than none. Hi, Nancy. Gary's still laughing. Now she's putting up all the pink poo emojis. And so Terry must be here because I see some pink hands going up. Means I have it enlarged. I miss things fast. That's what I like about having the tablet here. See if I can get it to come up yet. View channel. Turn the volume off though. Yep, there's so Terry's hands. But, oops. But we're just having fun with Carrie's birthday. She tried telling us she's only 29. Then she changed it to 39. But it seems funny not to have a little one up here. And like I said, I won't even have Alani today because she's sick. So Alan's sick, Alani sick, Delaney sick, Emily sick, Casey sick. I don't want to go around into my family members today. I was going to have to take Alani to her T-ball practice tonight because Casey had a visit with the veterinarian. One of his steers was bigger than what he wanted to deal with. So, last chance for Rocky Mountain oysters is at 4 o'clock. I don't know if they have a cutoff age for that or not. See, Carrie's getting a lot of happy birthdays here. I'll be making that the pattern that my friend needed to learn how to do the drunkard's path. I'm going to make that one because you only have to make 16 times 3 drunkard's path. Carrie, you should just remember and call her Miss Ellen. It's a lot easier to type. No, that's not good, Nancy. I can't even look when anybody's on a ladder because of my fear of heights. I get worse than they do. $78. Okay, that's not bad. And there's a 2.5-inch drunkard's path, 4.5 and 8.5-inch drunkard's path. You're still in shock. I bet you are, because he barely started living, is what we always said. Our 50s was empty nesters because we had the kids right off the bat. And that would be I'm very sorry to hear that, Nancy. Yes, it is so sad. How is your neighbor doing, Terry? Okay. Shoo! You scared me there for a minute there, Terry. They don't know what the chest pains are from. Oh, and Austin's sick today, but he doesn't have the same thing the other guys have. But I told him to stay home. Austin has vomiting and diarrhea, so I told him to stay home. Because you've been having a busy time with just your neighbor. Okay, cutting up all my little counter pieces here. Okay, that's good to hear that your neighbor is looking better. Oh, she got to start listening. Oh, That'd be one of those Alani things. She don't have to listen. See, I finger pressed these first because any of the little things that you might think is a pucker is not a pucker. Carrie Leonard, her ribs are sore. Well, we quit. We've been laughing so hard. Then she's gonna go out, and then she's gonna come back, and we're gonna laugh some more. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, but they don't, they get told no carbs, no carbs, no carbs. And then it's like, then when they're forced to eat it, they don't want to eat it. Thank you, Miss Ellen. But it's like finger pressing these. The iron was any, it's like, we all work together on these channels. That's for sure. Like I said, we're a group of friends. We're not just YouTubers. We're a group of friends. We get occasional new ones. I got some new ones. I don't know where from, but out there in YouTube world. And I probably lost a few. And Randy's probably sleeping. So we can talk about Randy. Randy's doing taking, you send a donation and an anonymous donation will be picked for a quilt that 30 of us quilters sent him each a block, and one old dude put it together, and then his aunt quilted it, and now she's going to teach the old dude how to do the binding. If shipping wasn't so much, I'd say just send it to me. I would put the binding on. But postage is getting ridiculous. Okay, yeah. Randy had to leave last night because of severe thunderstorms last night. But take care, Mona. Yes. Someone teaching him the correct way. I don't know if it's all going to be machine done. I can't teach a machine. I don't like it. If he sent it here, it would have been all hand done. I'm just too picky. I like the hand, the look. I like the look better. But my house is quiet with no kids, nobody. Nobody showed up for lunch. Nobody anything. It's like I thought, well, I could give Alani her Happy Meal today, being I didn't have little one. And then I get the message from her mama that she is, you're happy with a quiet house? Okay. And I'm hunting for the 4 new ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 to choose from. Of course, there's a lot of purple. We'd never guess there's purple in my quilt, would we? So we'll save back that purple one. And then we'll save back that purple one to sew these 2 blocks together. Alani has a cold. Ellen's had a cold for 2 weeks. So now we have, oh, Terry, if you would have heard little Delaney's croup cough yesterday, it was sad. Darlene was listening to it. She'd just fall asleep and just continually cough, and then she'd get all relaxed, and then it was like, then she'd be fine for an hour or 2 after she woke up. Yeah, but her mama has it too, and her grandpa has it. I says, just stop it at the 3 generations. The 4th generation don't need it. It's like, if we all get sick, we got, what is it, 10 days? Terry, on Baby D, and they said that the RSV could run for 4 weeks, or it takes 4 weeks and longer to get rid of. So she's only in like week 3. But Alan's been sick. And she goes over and sees Alan. Okay, I remember this. There's the 1 o'clock or noon, 3, 6, and 9. It's like 9. I'm trying to figure out this layout. But then when yours is arthritis related, look up there one more time to make sure I have these all. Okay. It's my friend that gave me the Tula Pink kit. She goes, it's like, you have allergies or cold or whatever? I said, no, I'm painting. I'm in a quilt room and we're cutting fabric, because I didn't have a runny nose when I got there. But boy, did I have a runny nose while there. And Carrie's got little puppy feet and a skunk. We know that skunk's not at your apartment. You're too high in the sky. And I says, I'm in your room and we're cutting fabric. She says, really? I says, yeah, you know all that dust that is in your windowsill, on top of your sewing machine, all that stuff? I says, that just drives me nuts. Junk mail. That's all I got. Yeah. When Austin looked up the price of the kit because he wanted to see what the kit looked like. And he says, Grandma, don't look up the price. It's not cheap. I says, I don't have to buy it. She give it to me. I have nothing started like she has started. She is all of her college classes. She always was, the 4-point grades all through school, all of her college. When it comes to quilting, she needs to slow down. Miss Ellen, that's a pillow. That was a block that Patty G give me because we have on my channel and the purple poo. This was from my sister for my 50th birthday. She gave me this purple poo necklace. It's from elk or moose poo. We don't know what species, but it's spray painted and glittered and beaded. But my sister made this for me. It used to be a necklace and a bracelet. And so that's where the purple poo comes from. And when I made it into just the necklace, one piece of the poo, it's like one piece of the poo went to Canada because she said that you can't ship poo into Canada. And it's like, yes, you can. I told her we could. So she ended up with the one piece I took out of the necklace because it was getting old. But my sister, I think she said she sold 50 sets of, had orders for and sold 50 sets. How many sets she had at the barter fair, I don't know. But she ended up with a whole bunch of orders. It has no smell, has no nothing. It's just a conversation piece for sure. It is definitely a conversation piece. Hi, Jean. Okay. Yes, it is real poo, Miss Ellen. I can't tell you it's not because it is real poo. Because for those that aren't out there in the wild world out there, the poo, as it sits, it dries and gets really hard and light, and you don't hear it. You don't smell it. You don't nothing. It just slowly breaks up and fertilizes the land. It's the best way to put it. But yeah. See, there's the one block I made. And here's the other block. But up in Alaska and some different souvenir places, they sell it with, they take the time to put flower seeds in it. And then they sell it as a starter kit. Yeah, Terry was just lucky that Lori was the one that was the biggest thing with the poo. So then I just need to trim these to 8.5, I think it is. Or 8. Looks like 8. Yeah, these all have to be trimmed to 8. But I am not going to trim these to 8 until after all the appliques on. And I have a whole, it's like getting the wall full over there. There's 20 over on the wall. Now I have to find my mouse to get that screen. Hi, Lori. Okay. I was a members only Zoom with Danny last night. Susan, you're out was there. We had fun. I was beyond exhausted. I imagine you was. With all trying to keep the light burning on all ends. Lori's got severe storms here. Well, they skipped right over us. Oh, yeah, I haven't got to that part, Randy. So if you ever want me to do it on a live, I can do it on a live. Yeah, you do need your normal. But it's like I'm doing the non iron on. You're gonna do what they call raw edge, Randy. And raw edge is very, very simple to do. I did the pillow. This. If you watch this video, that's what the applique you're gonna do. You're gonna do that one there. It's called raw edge applique, or you'll see. Okay. And you know, Randy, whenever you want to do it, just messenger me. We can go through Messenger live where I can watch what you're doing. It's the only nice difference between this and that is we can talk to each other rather than having to type and time delay and all that other good stuff. That's how us girls. I've been the troublemaker today. So, beans, I showed my little hexies. It's best to show them with the paper on the back side. That's the mini hexies. It's getting to, see, it's almost half done. I'll work on that more. I did the one clump of green that's right here. There's a green bush here, another bush, and another bush here, and another green one over here. And then I had these pinned together, ready to go. I would have them pinned, ready to go, no matter what. Because with baby D, I have to have something quick and easy. So now I'm going to grab 2 pieces of fabric and grab the instructions. For Anita's arrowhead, simply clever technique. Try it, it says. This was a freebie out there. And he's like, I always have to have a refresher course on something I haven't did for a little bit. Oh, okay, Jennifer. You have no control on them, do we? Okay, on this one here, I have to put a mark for the arrowhead block. 2 inches down in the upper right hand corner and 2 inches up on the square, but it's like it's supposed to be trimmed to what size fabric do I need first? I said it's been a while. I better read the instructions real fast. 8 by 8. They said they recommend starching the 2 pieces of fabric together. So, the starch isn't in here. Let me go grab it real fast. It's the starch I use anyway. It was in here till last night. And then I moved it. Shake, shake, shake. But the instructions say, recommendation is starching the contrasting A and B day fabrics to the right side before trimming to 8 by 8. That way, I guess they don't move. I guess is what they're saying there. So I'm using this purple honeycomb looking thing, of course, and a blue. So put one down. Put the other one on top. And now I'll press it. I guess they kind of stick together. Boy, these layered cakes aren't the same size. I got these from my friend. They give me the Tula Pink kit. And it's like, she didn't like the colors or the fabric, so she just wanted to get rid of them. So I took them because it's like I'm always using scraps for something. So now I gotta trim that down to for the 12 by 12 light board. It's like, where's the 12 by 12? There it is. I did one mistake. I forgot to turn the fabric face to face. Right sides together helps. Rotary cutter. Gotta rotate my mat. So gotta move a few things. My internet's right there. The cover won't stay snapped on. It's one of those days. my tablet. Hi, Melanie. And how is Melanie today? There. Now I can see again. 8x8's what I'm cutting this. Making sure the one corner's up there. Couple strips to go in the strip bin. Okay. Now I'll go do the marking. In the upper right-hand corner, you come down and put a mark at 2 inches. I'm using a pencil. Hi, Kenneth. And yes, Randy, it is. Because now I'll hold this up. I have an 8x8 square. I got my mark 2 inches up, which would be your lower left-hand side, and 2 inches down from the upper right side. And I will start my stitching at the bottom here. I'll stitch down and over off the thing, and then again I'll restart at the line up to the corner, over and off the other side. That's the first step, or second step, third step, however many steps we're counting. So now I'm going to go sew, and I'm going to keep it at my two stitch length. I just sew off of it, then come back on. But I just reposition, get the needle ready, put down, and then sew. So I will sew off the edge of that one. It's like my scissors disappear. They're probably they're under the machine after I find them, the other pair. Now I will start again. Needle up, needle back down. Because if I start in the down position, it won't pull the thread out. But this block is partially sewed when you get this part done. There's only a few steps back. And that's the quilt that you can see right here, the blocks. Hi, Lori Clark. Did you miss us? Okay, Cheryl. Us grandparents got to do what we got to do. So now I am going to cut it diagonally through the non-open. So where I sewed the corners, these corners aren't sewed here and here. This is completely sewed. So I have to cut diagonally from here to here now. There's my pencil rolled under the table. It's like, how many pairs of scissors are in here? No wonder they're all disappearing out of the other room. Yes, Cheryl, you'll catch us all later somewhere sometime. Pretty much guarantee. Well, can't guarantee everybody, but it's like, then you pull this apart, and then it's like, maybe I should flip this. Nope, they're both, you can't really see any of them. I pull it apart. Now I have to cut 2 inches this way and this way on both pieces. So put it down, cut my 2 inches, turn, and cut 2 inches on the other side. And then the same repeat here. This, I'm working on, I did the Drunkard's Path block on the thing. Now I'm making the quilt block to add to this collection. It's called Anita's Arrowhead. And it's partially sewed in the 8x8 formation. I'm just using up scraps is all I'm doing. Yeah, it's like these scissors are supposed to be up there. Those scissors up there. These on the side of the machine, but somebody wanted to play with the cord. So I took the cord off. Yeah. You're welcome, Jennifer. I will, if you ever have some problems, if you can find me on Messenger, Facebook, I will gladly walk you through it. And then this is a free pattern. I'll put the link up on there later. And now I open up the parts and pieces. Let me get this tilted some more down. There. Because when I start opening, you open up all these pieces. And so that's sewed. There's these 2 triangles. There's these 2 right here. Those are pre-sewed. And so, part of your block is sewed. There's those 2 and these 2 are not sewed. Yeah. Yesterday I was trying to, while Delaney was asleep on me, I was trying to work on my mini hexies. The dang bag made noise and she woke up. Even though I was talking, I was on Messenger talking with Darlene, and she slept through all that noise, sewing machine, everything. But as soon as I rattled that bag, it's like, what is there? Is there something to eat? That type of technique. So we have all these pieces now. And the first thing we got to do is make the 4 patch. So I'll sew the 4 patch together because that's the next important part of this block. the strings off. Hi, Denise. You're driving at red light. So that's your center. So now what you have to do is these points go opposite of that pour patch. And then these go opposite from these last pieces here. So these are light. This is where a dark goes. This is where the light goes. And that's how you create the block. They just all go opposites each other. And it's a good scrap buster. If you got 2 8-inch squares, you make a block. And I'm just making them, putting them up there. Later, I'll figure out what combination. Yeah, it says someplace it was in Quilt Maker magazine in 2011. And it's called Anita's Arrowhead. It's pasted on another one of my YouTubes. So now I just potential spam. I'm not going for it. So now you just pick up the pieces that are, this, like this side to this side and this strip together. And I always start one with that has the doubles because that way I can chain stitch them. Chain sew. So we have some evenness to how it comes back together. You always end up someplace having something a little off. I got one of each section. And it'll be off because of the sewing, because we're going to trim this up next. So I'm going to take this one now and sew it over here. We get some interesting blocks out here. I thought this one was very interesting because of the sewing pieces together and then trimming them back down. And that needs this one. Jennifer, pay attention. There is a test at the end. Randy, do you want tested? It's like, I'll repeat it because it'll be done again and again. I don't have any set quilt that has to be done. I have 3 that I'm working on. Or 4. Because I'm doing the drunkard's path. I'm doing the plaid quilt. This quilt. The hexie. I think that's the only things I have started right now. So now it goes to the pressing. I press all to the dark side. And yes, even my scissors are purple. When I can find purple or raspberry. So they're just opposites each other. I ended up with all the scissors and cutting things in the same spot. And these here, I look back, press to the dark. So they're not gonna, it doesn't matter which way. Just press whichever way you want because they're not gonna line up for that pressing. So you can do that, open up and twist. So this goes back right in there. So I will pin one right here to match up the seam. Yeah, that's Randy. He's behind Jennifer sleeping. So he hopes that she takes good notes. If they would have had quilting in school, I would have taken it. Then I would have got something good out of school. Besides the hubby and the father of my kids. She took it, and she's doing it in shorthand, Randy. Can you read shorthand? No, nope. I told him my shorthand when I had to take it. It was one of the mandatory classes at the time. I says, my shorthand makes more sense than your shorthand. So I'm just going to finger press it for right now and add the next group on. It sure tells you some unique pictures. By doing this with the scrappiness, you can find colors that go together that you wouldn't think would ever go together. Yeah, it's like I try to explain it the best I can. And what I described to somebody last night is layman terms. We have enough trouble. We go to the doctors and they don't speak English. We don't need more complications in our life. But it only took, I cut out the first drunkard's path for my friend. She seen the other one because usually if you go from a 5-inch square, you can have 2 drunkard's path blocks. She seen it. She picked it right up and she made a second drunkard's path. It's like, it's just, you have to be willing, Randy. I think is what it is. You have to be willing to learn. That's what I always said. If it was a class that I liked, I had no problem learning it. But if it was something I didn't give a hoot about, then I didn't do it. You're grilling green grapes? Is that good? Okay. But there's the block. I just have to press it and trim it. Yeah, that is very pretty. The blues and the purples go together anyway. Well, that's like grilled pineapple. They say it brings out the sweetness in it. So I wonder if that's the same thing with grapes. Okay. Now I'll sit this down here. And here's the math that we always wondered about. We took two 8-inch squares, and now we're going to make those into one 9-inch square. It's like, that's the math that we always wondered about. So on my ruler, I have a 1-1 corner with a 45-degree line. So wherever your 45-degree line is, you will center that right there. And then find where your 9 goes. And see, there's my 9. So half a 9 is 4.5. Because there's 9. 9. And they don't always line up in all the corners. They're similar. So you can twist it just a little bit. It's not going to matter. It's like when we start sewing them together. So there's my 9-inch. So I'll cut 2 sides off. I didn't hit over the seam very well. There. And I could rotate the mat or just flip it around. Now it's easy. Line up the 9 line with the 9. And it's still running down. Oh, I went over my hour by 9 minutes so far. But I try to keep mine always to an hour. But if I'm in the middle of a block, excuse me, we will continue till that block is done. It's like we just need, there's so many of us out here anymore. We need to have where I'm sharing the airway. Let's put it that way. So here's the block. So we did that one and 2 for the drunkard's path. Wherever I threw them at. They're here. I'll find them. But this one is Anita's Arrowhead. It's a free pattern. And when you find it, it's out of a quilt magazine, basically. Hi, Nina. It's like, Randy, you can go back to sleep. Hi, Sarah. But I did that. And then, like I said, I did one of each of the drunkard's path. But it's like I sat them down. I didn't pin them to the wall. Oh, they're probably nope. They're not up there. Oh, they are they? Yes, they are. They're up here under the pile because I have all these pieces for the drunkard's path. I have block A and block B of the drunkard's path. I updated on my little hexies. This is the picture, and this is my progress. So I'll hold that up there. When you try to hold it up, it'll be 10 1/4 by 12 1/2 when this is up. And the update, and all the other update was on the granddaughter that's not with me because she's home with the crew. So, and the other quilt in progress is it's only in a box. And again, it's like this is the material for the flowers. And this one here hasn't been seen yet, but I have the last of the material. But boy, has it got some pieces. Here is all the